So a new era for the U.S. trade has begun. President Trump's long-delayed tariffs on dozens of countries all around the world went into effect at midnight.
Doug Later has more from Washington on what this could mean for us and for the U.S. economy. Doug, good morning.
Good morning, and ahead of the market's opening, the futures look pretty positive today, so we may see a good day on Wall Street. Kind of surprising given the fact that these tariffs all went into effect, and we saw the degree to which the markets fell back in April when these were first announced. All of those ships, all of those goods now facing new tariffs that finally hit overnight. And President Trump marking the moment on Truth Social. It's midnight, he wrote. Billions of dollars in tariffs are now flowing into the United States of America.
And we've really just started. This is just in its infancy.
At a trade announcement yesterday alongside Apple's CEO, Trump said the tariff revenues have already been pouring into the U.S. Treasury. Ultimately, his goal is to bring more manufacturing here to the United States with tariffs the likes of which we haven't seen in nearly a century. The markets, which plunged when the tariffs were first announced back in April, seem to be taking this all in stride, actually rising yesterday, hours before the deadline. But critics, and there are plenty of them, even among Republicans, say this will cause prices to rise eventually.
We haven't seen the punishment yet, and that's rising prices in the tariff goods. You will see that.
And another trade deadline looms tomorrow, with the president threatening new tariffs on nations that trade with Russia, unless a peace deal emerges for Ukraine. And there are reports now that the president could meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin as early as next week.
There's a good chance that there will be a meeting very soon.
Yeah, a good chance, and Russia is echoing those sentiments this morning that there is a good chance there's going to be a meeting. It does not look like it would involve Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, though. And, you know, the timing of this breakthrough, apparently, with Russia is interesting because, again, those secondary sanctions targeting customers of Russia go into effect, at least they're scheduled to go into effect tomorrow. Bob and Jen.
Well, President Trump will likely be going into this meeting with Vladimir Putin already skeptical of him because of how things have gone with Ukraine and all the broken promises therein. He doesn't want egg on his face.
Yeah, and I would imagine that Zelensky, if he is not there, though, is going to be very concerned that that the two of them may essentially cut Ukraine out of the mix and then come up with a deal that is not amenable to Ukraine. So there are some real risks here, and there's always the possibility that Russia is just trying to buy some time with the possibility of these talks. And the President Trump, was pretty clear yesterday that he has been disappointed before with Russia.
Right, but you have to think if there is any kind of a summit as early as next week, that there are negotiations taking place as we speak, probably behind closed doors.
And, you know, oftentimes with this kind of thing, by the time that the two leaders actually meet, some agreement has been hammered out ahead of time. We don't know if that's the case here, but it's certainly a possibility.
All right, we will see. Doug Later, live for us in Washington. We appreciate it, Doug. Thank you.
Thank you.